So today is the day after auction day for us here at Real Property Scotland. We wanted to add auction. I think I touched on it in my first video about how the group was growing and the various different businesses within the group now as we've kind of morphed and developed, as we've kind of continued to scale. And one of the core elements is a lot of what we do is trying to find investment opportunities off market that are typically motivated sellers that allow us to create a margin that makes the investment opportunity more attractive, because they want speed and certainty of the buyer when they're looking to sell their property within a short time frame, and naturally that tends to come with a more attractive price point. Now, given our kind of criteria and the types of deals we're looking for, as you can imagine, there's a lot of sellers that simply aren't willing to look at the figures that we are talking about. They need more for their property and they're willing to take longer to get it. They're willing to go through the traditional process, they're willing to go and get it surveyed, put it on the market and try and target somebody that's maybe buying it to live in. And that's fine. But what we have is this space of we're investing a lot in our direct to vendor marketing, and what that basically means is that we're investing a lot in our marketing to try and find people that are looking to sell their property quickly, and we want to create solutions for them. And our direct purchase option, if they're not willing to look at the price or they want to simply try a route to get more, the one that makes the most sense for us was auction. I've worked in auctions for all of my career, some of the biggest brands and companies within the UK, so I know it inside and out, and it was always so easy for me to sell as a solution when I was discussing with people, because it's speed, security and the opportunity to maximise the value that you can get. And a lot of the time we're actually selling properties for close to full market value, and in some instances even more. It's really crazy what the results that auction can actually deliver for a seller with the right property in the right environment, because it's built on psychology. That's what auction is. It's about forcing people to compete against each other, where a property is always going to mean more to one person than another. The environment of an auction and the competitiveness of an auction forces people to actually generate better results than what you would get in the open market. So many estate agents take the easy way out and they set a closing date, a blind bidding environment that's just no use. But actually, if they were staring the person in the face who they were competing against, the chances are that seller would get even more money than this blind bid. So auction is incredible. It's a fantastic use of a sales mechanism to maximise return and the restrictions that you get from the buyer getting a 10% deposit. More often than not, it's closed inside 28 days as a maximum, albeit extensions can be given for finance and things like that. It's sold as seen, and within our terms and conditions, it fully protects the seller, but it also protects the buyer. It means that once they've agreed and exchanged contracts at auction, the seller also can't pull out. And if either party defaults on the date that they've agreed, interest can be charged at either end. So it's a beautiful system and we back it massively, which is why we wanted to bring that under our umbrella, to offer another solution to those that are already investing in bringing these leads into the business. We're trying to service them, we're trying to buy as many properties as we can, we're trying to feed our clients these off-market opportunities as well. As and when it doesn't work, we have an obligation to serve these sellers to find a solution to their needs, and auction made the most sense for us. So when we were looking at auction, some of the ones I've worked for in the past, they had been franchises, they had started from ground up auctions, trying to create their own brand. And as things changed, especially during COVID, a lot of them pulled away from the physical auctions, which basically means in the room, hiring a hotel room, running a live auction environment that you see on homes under the hammer and that kind of thing. And a lot of people were already transitioning into an online auction kind of process. COVID made it more essential. And what I had was I worked at a company where we spent over 20 grand building our own online auction platform, and it was just a bollock. It came with a lot of hassle, took a lot of time, a lot of fine tuning, and we didn't want to go through that process because of my experience. So naturally what we looked for was whether we could acquire an existing auction. We liked the brand, we liked their system and how things operated, and the opportunity for town and country property auctions in Scotland came to us. It wasn't actually something that we were looking for at the time, but we had already been internally discussing about the concept. So it made sense for us to make the move when it presented itself, and we've never looked back since. So we've taken that brand, we're growing month on month. We started originally running auctions every 8 weeks, just until we could build our stock level. Then we looked to reduce them to 6 weeks, and now we're running them monthly. So every Thursday at the end of the month, that's when our auctions are. And we do that for a number of reasons. One, because of the level of stock we've got, there's always opportunity to sell and generate revenue for the business, provide solutions for the sellers. But actually, having an auction at the last Thursday of every month, it gives all the sales guys focus. The attitude, the environment, everything changes on the lead up to the auction week. Everybody knows that that's a big target, and a load of deals get done. So a lot of the figures this month have been phenomenal in terms of the number of properties that we've sold, the fees that the business has generated, but also the sales that we've actually got done for the sellers. Plenty of good deals for investors as well. Loads of opportunity. We sometimes, if clients are open to it, investors can buy properties before they go to auction, so you get pre-auction offers. A lot of business that we do is done that way. And also, if something goes to the auction room and doesn't quite sell, and the seller's motivated to get a deal done that day, there's opportunities afterwards. So the guys don't stop. Even today, the day after the auction, we're still getting deals done from some of the stock that never actually sold in the room or the virtual room yesterday. Town and country is a massive bolt on to us. We're looking to expand on that as well, which will be another video for another day. But we're looking to grow that operation because we're just gaining so much momentum with the auction side of things, and it complements everything we're doing beautifully. Final results are in following yesterday's auction, and this month's auction we sold just under £1.2 million worth of property in Scotland. We achieved that within very short marketing time frames. Most of the time we're looking at marketing the properties for a couple of weeks and then auction. Some of them get a little bit longer just to allow us to facilitate viewings and genuinely get maximum interest on it. But that's it through. So just under 25 sales in yesterday's auction for the month of July, and £1.2 million worth of property was sold.